Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 113. Episode 1 up, if you will.
That is many episodes.
1 up. She's my 1 up. She's a little mushroom.
I should have a hat.
Yes.
Big green and white polka dot hat.
Oh god, that would be painful.
Especially since it would be so big, I'd be hitting you with it.
Let alone that, but like, that would be a beast to knit. Mm-hmm. You would have to go out and buy it, and then, yeah, bad news. Bad news bears all around on that front. So, yeah. June. We're in June.
Hard to believe, really.
I don't actually remember much of the last couple months. To be honest, I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
Whirlwind. But then again, I did the crazy thing and got married.
Yeah, that'll kind of wipe a lot of time out of your head. That's the thing.
And then I got the plague when I came home.
Yeah.
My eye was so swollen. Like, so swollen by the time, like, okay, I recorded. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go lay down, take a nap. When I woke up, I could not open my eye.
Oh, God.
By the time partner in crime got off work and came back to the house, I looked like Quasimodo. And I had to go to the Walmart pharmacy and like, get stuff. And I was just like,
what was it? Was it just like a flu? Or?
I had a sinus infection, an ear infection, a double ear infection, and an eye infection.
Oh, my God.
Because it had spread.
That's insane.
So I had drops and drugs, and oh yeah, it was not a pleasant sight. There was disgust.
I imagine it also wasn't a pleasant experience.
No. I slept on the couch because I couldn't actually lay down without choking.
Wow.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Thanks, Mom, for the cold. Thanks. Once more, thank you, Mother. Or perhaps brother-in-law. I'm not sure which one gave it to me. I think it was my mom because she had a sinus infection, whereas the brothers just had colds.
Oh, yeah. Most likely, then.
But I look at someone sneezing and I catch it. So really, like, I have the immune system of a gnat.
Don't ever ride public transit.
Oh, I'm skilled at, like, once I get used to it. Because I worked with small children. Like, my last job in Regina, I worked at an inner city school. So I had, like, little snot machines running around me at all times, coughing and stuff. Like, you just got used to sanitizing the bejesus out of yourself. But, like, my immune system builds up to it. It's just that I've been sequestered here in the house since March, so it was my first... Yeah, no, so I'm okay now. Kind of. I burnt myself really bad.
Ow.
That is the remnants of burning myself really bad.
How'd you do that?
I made a roast.
That sounds delicious, but...
It was delicious. It was. I used my mother's recipe. I made us a roast with, like, the carrots and the potatoes
like
and
the onions.
Roast?
Oh, my
and then I did gravy, because I'm Canadian. Because I'm Canadian. I have to add that there. Because apparently Americans don't always make gravy, whereas you cannot throw out drippings in Canada. That's just sacrilege. But when I was opening to peek at the roast, make sure the roast was doing appropriately, it had enough moisture, you know, the potatoes were cooking properly. I thought I had pulled the oven down so it had latched open, but it hadn't, so it swung and the door bit me right there.
Ow.
Yeah, there was a chain of expletives, and it took about 3 days before I could even, like, have anything near it. Like, yeah.
Ow.
Bad news.
All the ow.
And then I burnt my thumb, but you can't tell anymore, because I lift so many hot things. But I accidentally burnt my thumb because we almost had a grease fire because Honey decided to make sausages on the stove. I think it was late Monday night, because I was dying Tuesday. Sausages on the stove, just walked away, left them. Fine. The sausages were good. He was like, they're low fat, so there won't be as much grease. Let's not even get there, okay? So he ate them. They were good, great, whatever. I cleaned up the kitchen Monday night so I could dye Tuesday when I got up. Got up Tuesday, set everything up, started everything up. Had all the dye in, had all of the colors on the stove and everything, because I use the stovetop dye method. Fire alarm goes off. I have a very little, teeny tiny sense of smell, so I didn't even notice that it was like there was smoke. And he had gotten grease on the burners.
Of course.
Splatter grease. So it was about to start on fire. And I had to move stuff. And in the meantime, my dog is freaking out because both fire alarms are going off simultaneously. Yeah, it was good fun. Needless to say, I accidentally put my thumb full force on one of the burners. And that's how I burnt my thumb. So there will be no more sausages in the house. He's just not allowed to use the stove unattended. It's like, that's the second time now.
How does he even manage?
The first time...
he must have had the heat up too high or something for it to splatter that much.
I have no idea because I assumed he could be left alone in the kitchen. The first time was because he had made a turkey and the drippings had slooshed into the oven proper.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
he didn't put like a tray under it or anything.
Well, no, he had like the drip pan, but the drip pan was full and it slooshed.
Oh.
And apparently this does not mean we clean up the grease that is slooshed. But
it means you wait for it to burn off.
And so I was like, this is not good. Like, I was kind of being a nagging wife because I take my role very seriously. I was like, honey, we need to clean the stove because I need to dye fiber in there and I don't want it to smell like turkey. I was like, okay. In my world, that means you get some Easy Off, you spray it down, you wait an hour, you go in, you scrub the bejesus out of it, you're good. He hit the self-clean button.
Oh, God.
And then I noticed that there were flames coming out of the stove. I was like, what? So we had to kill the stove and open every window. Of course, the fire alarms didn't go off because I caught it soon enough. But if you actually open the thing, it's just billowing black doom clouds. So we opened every window in the house and I had him standing there fanning, but it got so thick in here I had to wet a face cloth and put it over my face. It was just like, this is so not good. So this is the second time now. He's just not allowed to use the stove. That's the end of that.
Wow.
So I got some Easy Off and I cleaned the actual oven. I'm going to have to do it again because I could only get so much of the baked on burnt grease at this point. I love him.
Self-clean will eventually get all that off, but it'll also gas you in the process.
It's like, self-cleaning is not meant for grease, dear.
No.
It's like, well, it said self-clean. I thought it meant it would clean.
Yeah, that it means heat everything up to 1,000,000 degrees, so it turns to ash.
Which does not work with grease.
No.
Grease catches on fire. And the flames will come out of where your... what are those? Your burners are. If they get high enough. FYI. So yeah, it's a good experience here. I'm learning many things. things like no more turkey. None.
Or at least get a bigger drip pan. I've never seen a turkey fill the drip pan.
It was a huge mofo turkey.
Well, I've also never made a very big turkey because there's only 3 of us. But
he counts for like 4 people when it comes to turkey.
I'm not a huge turkey fan myself.
I only eat the white meat.
I'm
so like my mother.
I like it okay,
white.
But I only want a little bit, and then I'll just make it into soup. I don't really want just a slab of turkey. I'm not a big slab of meat kind of person. Like, I'm also not a big steak eater. I like meat mixed in with other things. I love meat, but not just...
I prefer red meat or pork, or I don't do the chickens.
I love chicken. But I don't want a chicken breast. Pretty much ever. I just want, like, chicken curry or chicken stir-fry, you know.
There's a really good Indian place just over there.
I know. I went there.
We just went there recently. He had his first Indian food experience, and oh my god,
it's my favorite cuisine in the entire universe. There's nothing better than Indian food.
We also go to the 98-pound buffet because they serve little individual octopus. You can get baby octopus.
You're very lucky that you live near the best buffet in the Twin Cities.
I don't don't know that I'm very lucky. My waistline is not thankful at all. Those little...
I still haven't actually even been there because we started going to that gym over there. We don't go there anymore, but we started going to that gym over there right... Like, that's when we found out where 98 Pound was because we were going to the gym. So, of course, we're like, well, now we're going to the gym. We can't go to a buffet.
Well, technically, you probably can. Just make sure it's your only meal of the day. However, beware of the buns.
I have blood sugar problems.
There's these little buns. Like, and they're not in the dessert. There's a dessert section. And by the way, there's a full sushi bar.
They have the buns at Cons.
There's little buns, and they're dipped in sugar. Mm-hmm. I just get a plate of those, really.
That's when I was a kid and we'd go to Chinese buffets, I would just eat, like, 5 of those things.
I've never seen them before. I can eat an entire plate of
every
them.
Chinese buffet in this entire city.
But they have squid, octopus,
I love squid.
Frog's legs, they're oysters on the half shell, clams, crawfish. Like, they're very meat-based. And then there's, like, a whole row of sushi. Like... various sushis.
Yeah, we really need to get over there. Maybe for some holiday this year.
It's relatively cheap.
Oh, yeah. It's just that, buffet. And I can't do the whole, like, eat one meal in a day thing. I have to eat 6 times a day or I pass out. So.
But they aren't that greasy.
That's good.
And it's very meat heavy.
And it's seafood, which is...
Yeah. Quite frankly, if you do you do the sushi?
Oh, yes.
I had to stop the sushi. It gives me migraines.
That sucks. I don't particularly care for seaweed.
It's the seaweed that gives me migraines.
I don't usually eat the maki rolls. I usually eat nigiri and sashimi.
They have an entire selection of nigiri.
Yum.
Like, there's, like, 8 or 9.
Freshwater eel. That's my favorite.
I don't know. You'll have to ask. Because I don't know which ones they have. I know they have, they have the tuna, the salmon, the white one. I think there's octopus. But they have, a whole, it's big. It's very big. Okay. Yeah. I like going there. They have good fried rice. I don't eat anything I have to regurgitate, so a lot of the full meal deals are just... I won't eat chicken feet. They have chicken feet, or chicken paw, whatever. Because I have to pull it back out of my face. I consider those regurgitatable foods. I don't eat them, so I don't eat ribs that have the bone in. I don't eat crawfish.
Oh, I love ribs.
Anything on the bone, basically, not happening. It makes me want to vomit, the idea of pulling something out of my face that I
bet you don't do wings either, huh?
No. Boneless wings.
Boneless wings are good. I like proper wings better, but that's me.
So does he. I get the little, side dish or, bone out wing. Yeah, I know. And every Canadian out there is going, but Sadie, you're from Canada, where we eat everything. And we'll break the bone open and eat the marrow. In Canada, it's an offense to leave meat on that bone, which is why I just don't eat it, because I just do not want to be, gnawing on a bone like a cave person.
Yeah, I don't do nearly as much as what my husband does. When he eats wings, he gnaws on that thing until there's nothing left. Whereas I just eat the bulk of the meat and leave the, crusty end bits. Because I'm not interested, frankly.
Couldn't get away with that in Canada, man. Someone will take your plate and finish it. I've actually had that happen.
Hey, man, they can eat the ends off of my bones if they want to. I'm not eating that shit.
We were out with my brother and his wife and her mother.
I earned you your explicit tag.
Yes!
I'm helping.
And she took my mother's leftover whatevers and, finished eating them because my mom will only pull the meat off the bone. She was like, that is not finished. And she just finished those ribs. So it works in finished objects.
Oh, yeah, finished objects.
I have one.
You go first.
This is my pearl beret. Take million. Which you saw. The ends aren't woven in. I'm calling it a finished object. Suck it up. I'll weave them in and block it on a plate. Deal with it. It's very cute.
It is cute.
Berets are one of the few hats I can actually rock without looking like a boy.
It works really well with the, variegated yarn, too. Which is nice, because it's sometimes hard to find.
It's hard to find good things for variegates. This is the Midnight Revels colorway on the double helix sock base from Soft Like Kittens, who is Annette, and I love her as much as I love kittens. So that is that. It did self-pattern a little, which is kind of cool.
Whoa. Light kind of went crazy there.
It did. But I love it. I love it, and now I have it for when it's raining and I don't feel like doing my hair.
Nice.
This is the I don't feel like doing my hair hat. That's really all I need it for. And you have a bunch.
I have 2, and then I have spinning. But spinning will come later.
Yes.
Okay, so first I will show the one that I've shown previously on this podcast.
Woot.
I finally finished these stripy socks. Oh, there we go. I had one heel-wise and one front-wise. So yeah, they
heels are perfect.
They are, what is this? Hiwassee Creek in Wicked Witch, in whatever her sparkly base is called.
This is turning out a little brighter than it actually is. It's a little darker.
Yeah, it's very much like a grass green.
There we go.
It's a little bluer on there, I think. But yeah, so they're done. They fit. It's all good. I'm really glad to be done with them, if only so that I can not have them on my needles anymore. I mean, I love them.
Narrow feet.
But yes, I do. Look at my feet.
Lucky shit.
I have super high arches though, so I can't do like short row heels. Can't do it.
I have duck feet.
So does my husband. He's got like hobbit feet. They're like that. It's insane.
Duck. I'm a duck.
But yeah, so these are done. Yay. Of course, I finished them right in time for the hot weather, so I can't wear them until like September.
And what needle did you use for this?
1.
She used a 1.
And these are 72 stitch. Socks.
You have very tight. You go very tight on your gauge when you do socks.
Yes, I do. On socks, I for sure do. Anything using a needle smaller than a 3, my gauge just goes super tight. It's not like...
No, it's still breathable.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like armor. It's still soft.
It's just compared to me because I'm a looser.
Well, what happened was I used to do them on 2s with 64 stitches, and not only did they come out a little narrow because my gauge is tight, but they also, like the gauge actually wasn't tight enough, and they would wear really quickly. So I started using 1s and 72 stitches so that I could actually wear them more than like 4 times.
And it's freaking gorgeous, by the way.
This, which I've already worn, which is why it's all curly.
It's freaking gorgeous.
Here. It's also very long. It's more of a scarf than a shawl. This is a new pattern. I actually tested it. This is a shawlette, right? Yep. This is called the Cocktail Umbrella Shawlette. You can see the little cocktail umbrellas on the edge there.
I love that.
It is by Red Scott on Ravelry. All of her patterns pretty much
true to color,
like not all of them, but most of them are based on alcoholic drinks. She's got a pair of socks that look like beer and
so like baby cocktails.
Yeah,
but with socks and shells.
Yep. And so this one is the Cocktail Umbrella Shawlette, and it's brand new. Just came out like last week, I think.
I want it.
Test knit it. Well, you should buy it because it's a really great pattern.
Yeah,
all of her stuff is amazing. And the only thing is it curls, but when you're wearing it, it doesn't really matter because it is really more of a scarf.
You know, if you really were worried about the curl, you could have just thrown some extra. You could do an extra garter or two after
some extra garter at the top
right
there.
Here, like because there's a row of yarn overs. I imagine it picos it. And that usually you do for the flip of the picot wedge. So you could just put some garter right underneath that. You wouldn't have any rolls. Or you could negate that altogether. Either way, this frigging edging is adorable.
Yep. And it's got the little points, though they don't show super well because it curls, but...
Little
points.
Oh. Yeah. Huh.
But also it's a sock yarn, so it doesn't hold the block quite as well. Because the nylon, but it's still really cute and I love it.
I like it.
I like the shape of it because it's that like really shallow half circle.
It's not a scarf, but it's not a shawl.
Right. It's like a
scarf.
It's a scarf. But it's nice because it's maybe not as warm as a true shawlette, but it's
in the autumn though.
You can just drape around your neck and have it look cute at work,
cool evening.
In all the air conditioning forever. So, yeah, I really love it.
I like that.
And it was quick, too, because it's done. You cast on 1,000,000 stitches at the edging, but then you get the lace over with, and it's just short rows. So, really, really fast.
So you start, is it bottom up?
Yep.
1 skein of sock yarn?
Yep. Well, one big skein of sock yarn. I use Madeline Tosh sock, which is like 410 yards, and I had...
But a 450 put up would work.
Yes, yeah, because I had like less than 10 yards left. I was down to the wire. So I would say anything more than 400 yards, you're probably good.
Okay. Plus you could probably just augment it.
Mm-hmm.
Like cut out a repeat or two if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. Snap it in. Okay, works in progress. I have one. I'm not even going to lie to you. I've been dying like the dickens. I'll show it to you eventually. But I have one work in progress because I was going to work on socks, I didn't. And I was going to do other things, and I didn't. And then I burnt my arm, and it hurt to knit because I couldn't have it rub on things. So
right. The only reason I have so much going is that I haven't been here in like 3 or 4 weeks. So
this is actually my secret ploy because when I haven't done anything but die,
and you invite me over, and I've got a bunch of time because I haven't been here in a while.
That and Perfect. I just need my Becca fix. FYI, Amy Beth, your next update, I'm coming for you because this is my sweater bag, and I think that needs to change. I think. I'm assuming. It's a little ghetto. I can move up to the sweater bag. But I worked on the Harvest Moon, which I showed last time. It's sort of the Barocco Lustra in 2 numbered colorways. And I separated the arms. Nice. See, now it's going to go faster because I separated the arms. But... And it's on. The needle is far too small. So, again, suck it up. I'm too cheap to go and buy new needles right now. I will after the update if it goes. Whatever. I have enough needles. But there's my little sleeve on one side, and there's my little sleeve on the other side. And here's the back, which kind of looks like it's got a hunchback thing going on, but once you block it, it actually makes sense. I actually love the construction on this. It's a Heidi Kermeyer. The Harvest Moon, which just makes me want to sing Neil Young, as everyone should.
It just reminds me of the video game. Nerd!
You're the nerd and I'm the music whore. It makes sense in one way or the other. It's a very interesting construction, though, because you do the whole of this purple part, you do sideways first, and then you pick up and you knit the body. So I am really digging that. Having said that, and I did the buttonhole. It's going to be miles and miles of meaningless stockinette now. But it does have, and the Barocco does kind of get a halo, which is fine, because it's the Tencel modal or whatever. I don't care. It's going to be perfect for autumn, because I am a large lady and I get warm. It does have a really, it's got this little edge, and there's a screw up here, so just ignore that part. And I'm flipping you off. I'm sorry! There. Just look at that part. See, it's got this cool little edge thing you do with 4 stitches that give you this really cool little...
That's nice.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying that. I like the way it looks. It makes it very neat without slipping the stitches. So, totally embracing the pattern. I don't know how I'm going to embrace it when it gets to the pockets, because there's some really weird shit going on there. But... I'm going to go with it. I'm going to trust Heidi, who does all of her measurements in centimeters. And even though I'm a Canadian, I'm used to doing inches, so I'm like, 21 inches! Centimeters. Completely different. So apparently that's my first American moment, where it's like, dude, what? But I'm so used to American patterns, like, even as a Canadian knitter, I would put the, just put the inches first and the centimeters in brackets if I wasn't being lazy. But the long and short of it is, it's all in centimeters. And I'm like, what? I love you, but what? So yeah, that's my work in progress in my giant hefty bag. Seriously, I just grab it and move it from room to room. Your works in progress, milady?
Alright. So I'll do the one that's actually mine first. That sounds weird, but you'll understand in a minute. So this is my dissertation project for Nerd Wars for this tournament. We've talked about Nerd Wars before, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm pretty sure 90% of the people who watch are on a Nerd Wars team.
Okay, good. Well, this is my dissertation, which for those of you that don't know is a 3-month project, basically. And I'm doing the Jolly Roger shawl which I don't have a picture of, so you'll have to imagine it. But it's basically, it's got these, you can see them, it's got these sort of horizontally lines. I was going to pull it up on my tablet's dead.
I can pull it up on my iPad.
Sweet. Yeah, so it's got these sort of horizontally lines, and then it's got a big lace edging that looks like skulls. She's actually made one. Yeah, so you've probably seen it before.
It's really pretty. It's free too, isn't it?
Yes, it is a free pattern, which is part of why I picked it. It's also very big.
It is big. I haven't blocked mine.
Yeah.
FYI, I made it ages ago. I still haven't blocked it.
It takes like 600 yards of yarn, sock yarn. Yeah, so here you go. That's what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see the horizontal lines, but you can kind of see them there. And then that big lace edging. So they
kind of look like Cthulhu. I'm not even going to lie to you, when you knit the skulls, they look like Cthulhu.
Which is just fine with me.
I think that's fine with everybody I know. It's like, ooh, the skulls look like Cthulhu.
Best day ever. So,
see? Kind of like Cthulhu. You can see there's little tentacles here. I think that's supposed to be the teeth, but all I see are tentacles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm getting sort of close to done with the black section. I've got like, I don't know, maybe another 15, 20 rows of the black section and then the lace. So I've put this down for now for a number of reasons, but mostly because it's a 3-month project, so I don't want to finish it really quickly.
I wouldn't either.
And then the rest of what I have is actually commissions. So, oh my gosh, I actually can't remember her username right now, but her real name is Cori, C-O-R-I. She watches both of our, used to watch my podcast, still watches your podcast.
Is that I Rock Knits?
Yes, I Rock Knits.
Okay, I Rock Knits, I think.
Maybe? Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with names.
I can I
met her in person at the Knitters Guild meeting. She lives in Virginia, Minnesota, I think. And yeah, so I've met her before, and she private messaged me and asked if I would be interested in doing some commission knitting for her because she had too many projects going.
I hate when it automatically
Oh yes, I hate that.
That one?
Yep, that's her.
Okay, so it is I Rock Knits.
It is I Rock Knits. I'm just
She's
really
adorable.
bad with names. Sorry, Cori. Yes, so
oh my god, is that really her license plate?
I don't know.
Come, blow up.
It very well might be.
I hope that's her license plate.
It's Knitr.
That is awesome. If that's actually your license plate, yeah, I love you even more now.
Yeah, so what I've got for her, first of all, this is the beginning of the Survivor Shawl, which is a Rain Lover Knits pattern.
It sure is.
I've got the pattern here, so you can see. It's got these... It's mostly stockinette, and then it's got the little breast cancer awareness ribbons on the edge.
Here's a close-up of the ribbons.
Yep. So there's that.
Malabrigo sock?
Maybe a third of the way through or something. Yep, Malabrigo sock in the colorway...
Light of Love.
Light of Love. It's very pink. Oh my gosh, it's so pink. It's the pinkest.
That is some serious pink
that has ever been.
That is the shawl. That is a shawl for boobies.
And I put it in a little matching bag. My mom made this.
You got your booby hope in your booby pink bag.
Yep, with my Will Knit for Chocolate button.
I need the Will Knit for Tattoos one.
Yeah, I have a t-shirt that says that, but it's still too small, so I'm hoping eventually it'll fit. But yeah, then the other project I have for her, if you can even hear me, because I'm way down on the
It does pick up.
Okay, good. Is Liquid Amber by Stacy Simpson Duke. It's a long cowl. It's supposed to be done with a self-striping yarn, but instead of that, she sent me...
There, that one shows up better.
2 skeins of Malabrigo lace. I believe it's Malabrigo lace anyway.
It looks like Malabrigo lace.
One in this is probably lettuce. Looks like lettuce. And
the French word for lettuce. The lettuce.
And then this, which is a variegated that I don't know the colorway of, but it's pulling.
It's got a vague sense of purple.
Yeah, and she actually started this one. So all that's done is that. I haven't touched it yet because
this one looks like it'll be fun though.
Mm-hmm. This has a later deadline than the shawlette, so I'm doing that one first. But this is what she has done of this one. Yeah, it should be fun. It's just a real simple little lace pattern. It shouldn't take too long.
No, it's cute.
It's for her daughter.
Are you going to do the ridges in alternating colors?
There's a note in here about what she was thinking.
Okay.
I have to read it again. So I read it when it arrived, but blah blah blah. I was thinking I would just stripe it every 2 inches or so, maybe where the pearl rows occur on the right side.
Yeah.
So
figure that out.
Yep. I'll figure it out as I go.
It'll be fun.
So that's fun. I haven't actually done commission knitting before. So it's kind of fun to use, colors and patterns that I might not have otherwise used.
I have, but I recommend when doing it, do it for people and not necessarily designers unless you've knit a lot of their stuff and you like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my own thing.
Yeah.
I have no problem doing any kind of commission knitting. Spinning. I got squats.
I have one thing, but it's related to you.
It is, actually. This works out fabulously, and there's still some in the shop if you want it.
Yeah, it was a big fat secret last time I was here.
Yeah, she was spinning it last time she was on the show.
Time, and I couldn't show you.
This is the May gradient, which was inspired by May from Full Metal Alchemist. It is the Bump in the Night.
Which is 100% biffle.
Yep.
Blue-faced Leicester.
It's a gradient that's a gray, a very pistachio-y green, and then a purple that has a blue undertone.
It is probably about a DK weight, about 200 yards.
It's
from,
chain
I think
ply?
it was
Navajo?
2.8 ounces, 2.9 ounces, something.
Most of them are between 2.6 and 2.9.
Yeah, I think it was 2.8. So yeah, I've got about 200 yards. It's really soft. I like it a lot, and it spun amazingly. So seriously, go buy it. What are you waiting for? Come on.
I do work hard to keep the prep good.
It spun itself. It was just, I sort of held it.
I worry about felting.
Yeah.
I'm neurotic, so I'm really...
Even the ends, like usually, the tips get kind of felty. No, nothing. None.
I take care of my tips.
No problem. It was awesome.
I'm neurotic.
Would spin again, 10 out of 10.
Not just because
I'm her friend.
She gets it for free. Well, actually, she doesn't get it for free. She watches my pets, and really, quite frankly, that is a full-time job. Not even gonna lie to you.
It's an adventure.
They're good little beasties. I did get some stash enhancement that I'm just briefly going to talk about. I caught an Amy Beth update. I precursed this with, I don't like yellow. I still needed this bag.
It's funny, I don't like yellow either, and I love that bag.
This is and I got an imperfect, because, that's me. However, I need the sweater bag from the Friday update that's coming up. Just FYI.
You definitely need a sweater bag.
I need a sweater bag, and I've seen the fabric that's being used for it, and I need it now. So
maybe I'll add that to my goal weight extravaganza. Because
I'll just be throwing elbows.
When I hit my goal weight, I'm going to buy myself a sweater quantity of yarn and make my first sweater for myself.
Yes.
But I should also add to that a sweater bag from
sweater quantity of Amy Beth. And I got it. Okay. So I got the bag, and I knew it was kismet because I was I was laid up, I was sick. I fell asleep. I missed the update, the update start. I slept through it. And I was like, oh my god, it's all sold out. And I went, and it was still there. So I was like, and I threw it in my bag, in my cart. And then I was like, she had two colors. She has this yellow, which I wasn't going to touch with the 10-foot pole. I love her to death, but I don't do the yellows. I just don't. It makes me green.
Yeah, we were discussing this.
She can't wear orange. She goes green. I can't wear yellow.
I can't wear yellow either.
And this is the Pumpkin Puss House. I believe this is the gray and the DK. It's a lot darker in real life. 100% superwash biffle, 246 yards. This is 100 grams.
Yeah, it's a really nice charcoal. Slightly
right there. About there.
Semi-solid.
That looks right.
Yeah.
And I bought this with purpose because I wanted to mix it with this, which is the Plump DK in the Crystal Caverns.
I love that colorway. Oh my gosh.
Crystal Caverns by Soft Like Kittens.
That reminds me of 80s fantasy movies, and I love it.
I love it too. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This is a DK. It is a 100% superwash merino, which of course I got from my yarn meal. So I'm going to pair these two together, and you can see there's just a little bit of contrast. This one has a lot of pinks and stuff that's not getting picked up because of the washout of the brightness of the day, but so pretty together. And I'm going to do the Great Divide shawl. Once I get one thing off the I need to get something off the needles because I've got like 4 pairs of socks and I've got a sweater. Let me just look up the Great Divide here. And there's the rationale. The woman who designed the Great Divide shawl, I want to be her friend. I'm not even gonna. If I ever go to Portland, Oregon, I'm going to her tattoo shop and getting something done. Like, I saw her wearing the shawl, and I was like, I don't even care what the shawl is. I don't care how much it costs. I need it. I need it right now. And here she is wearing one of them. And, like, how can you not want to be that woman's friend?
Seriously.
I want to know her. I want to text her random quotes. Such a stalker. Not really. But she is so adorable, and her hubby own a tattoo store. Which I know because if you click on her, because every now and then I get kind of stalkery. This isn't actually stalkery, but... Oh, she's changed it. It used to say that she was, her hubby had a tattoo shop. Maybe that changed. Either way, I adore her stuff, and I adore her sense of style. Mm-hmm. So, she's awesome. And so is the Great Divide shawl, and it calls for 2 skeins of DK weight yarn. So I had this. Mm-hmm. See, I'm always wondering what I'm going to do with just 1 skein of DK. Mm-hmm. And that's not a hat, because, quite frankly, I do hats, but I have to be very picky about hats. And I usually only knit them in the fall, because I know I need them in the fall.
Right.
And so I needed something for that. And when I saw the Fat Squirrel, and that's the difference. This is probably, worsted spun and woolen spun? Mm-hmm. So pretty. I want it on my face. But, so this one is the body, this one is the contrasting edging. Mm-hmm. So perfect.
Yep, that's going to be awesome.
I had to have it. I needed. So, Amy Beth, and I love Amy Beth. And it's got a little thingy so I can walk around the house with it. Not worry about it going somewhere funny. And I got some fiber from Spunky Eclectic, because I could. I got some Confused in the Falkland, and which I believe was last month. I joined the club too, FYI. My mother-in-law is an enabler, and I saw her club, and I was like, I want. And you don't have to wait. She'll take everybody.
Nice.
So it's not like getting into the world. You just literally you go, you pay monthly, and you get it monthly.
Nice.
And this is this month's color. It is Joshua Tree. I also got it on Falkland. Because I want to spin for the less is more, and the Tour de Fleece is coming up, blah, 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 blah. I got some Portuguese Merino in the Fjord. So, went kind of crazy, and I don't feel bad. I am donating fiber to the 13 and 13 team.
Oh,
Tour de
yeah.
Fleece.
Yeah.
The 13 pounds in 2013.
Crazy people.
Hey, I'm a member. I'm trying.
Crazy person.
I think I've done like 1.5 pounds or something. Like, I haven't been. But now I can spin. And Tour de Fleece, I usually pull out all the stops for Tour de Fleece. But I will be...
I normally do, but I have too much going on, so...
I'll be in Chicago. I'll be in Tennessee. I'm crazy. I'm literally bat crap crazy. Okay, the fiber, the yarn, and now you get to see the update. Before it goes live, so if you don't like shameless self-promotion, which I just blatantly stole from Amy Beth, but if you don't want to see what's going up in the shop on Tuesday, you can bugger off. We're okay with that. I don't have any music this week. Do you have music this week? I don't. Yeah, no.
So.
I was going to do Apocalyptica. I may put some YouTubes in the thing, but...
There's never a bad time for Apocalyptica.
Yes, people with cellos doing heavy metal music. And have you heard the Worlds Collide album?
Yes.
With the Helden, which is actually translates to Heroes in German. They got the lead singer from Rammstein to sing David Bowie's Heroes over cellos. Oh my god.
But I can't watch their music videos because they're so attractive they actually make me feel uncomfortable.
They're really hot.
They're really hot.
They're really hot cellists rocking out hardcore metal.
I know, it's a problem.
Okay, so Apocalyptica is our music this week. And if you don't want to see the bag full of yummies, then you can go away. Otherwise, I'll show you what's coming.
Why would you not want to see it?
I don't know. Some people don't like watching that stuff. This one's actually screwed up. I don't have one of the non-screwed ups dyed up yet. I have to do that tonight. It's the Boogeyman sock. This is the cult classic couples. So, cult movies and the classic couples that are in them. This is Ducky and Andy. Which, of course, has the Pretty in Pink pink. The gray that is from the cover of the movie. Mm-hmm. And then the turquoisey blue is Ducky. It's adorable. I'm setting them on you.
Okay.
I'm making you... This is Tyler and Marla.
Oh.
Here's actually a little knit up. I showed the knit up thing last week. This is what it'll stripe to. You get the bruise, Tyler's bruises, Marla's black outfits, and of course the soap. This is a screwed up sock. If you wonder what screwed up might look like, it kind of has little fleckies. And this one is a good one.
You better not set that one on me.
Why?
Because it might not make it back into the bag.
I have a screwed up one. This is in Boogeyman sock, which is the 75-25 superwash merino. Fine, I'll set it on me. There. Okay. Feel better?
It's probably safer.
Safer. And the fat bottom stripes. The other cult classic couple that'll be coming is Harold and Maude, which is a mixture of like your 70s called, and they want their colors back. It's a rich brown, a very mustard, almost like a dark mustard yellow, and then a persimmon orange, which is based off the movie Harold and Maude, which if you haven't watched it, you live under a rock. But I sent mine as a gift to someone because I thought she damn well needed it. So I have to dye those up tonight so they dry in time. The fat bottom stripes this run is She-Ra and He-Man. So this is She-Ra. So you get the gorgeous red of her outfits mixed with the shaded golden of her hair. So you two can be a princess of power. Princess of power.
I just love Skeletor.
I'm going to do the villains in a different run.
Oh man, if there's a Skeletor yarn,
there's going to be a Skeletor.
Sign me up.
This is a He-Man. And He-Man, of course, is shaded gray, like in his uniform, mixed with a orangey red, because back in that day, they did not use, it was an orangey red. Trust me, I own the DVDs. So, and that is of his chest thing that he wears, and his loincloth. You get what I'm saying. And then, for Fat Bottom, what else do we have? This is the Madame Raz, which is a very bright, luxurious purple mixed with a orangey red again. Of course, we all know Madame Raz from He-Man and She-Ra. She was the one with the flower growing out of her head. I loved her. She was bloody crazy. And because we have He-Man, we have to, of course, have Battle Cat, who is vibrant forest green mixed with a neon orange. I was gonna do more than one kind of Battle Cat because he changed his color, but I didn't because I had other important things to do. Other very important things to do, because the main line that's coming out right now, the big die, if you will, is Labyrinth Part 1. Because there are so many characters, I had to divide it into two. So this Part 1 has the Welcoming Worm, Hoggle, Goblin King, and Fiery. Part 2 will have Sir Didymus and Ludo and the crazy bag lady. I love her. So there will be 4 in Part 2, but those are 3 of the 4 in Part 2. That'll be a couple months down the road, though, like maybe a month or 2, because I can't do Labyrinth for that long. I just can't. It'll hurt my brain. So this is Goblin King. And you may be saying, that's not very bright. It's really dark in person. There we go. Mm-hmm. And it is the very bright, brilliant blue of his outfit when she's trapped in the glass ball at the masquerade. which I believe is the Within You song.
No, that's when they're in the stairs.
That's the stairs.
I don't remember the song with the ball. But you know the scene. She's got the big puffy.
Yeah.
Puffiest sleeves that ever.
As the world falls down.
That's it.
Yes. See, I just had to sing it in my head. If you wondered what I was doing, I was actually going through it. As the world falls down.
Man, I used to get so mad at that movie when I was little. Because I wanted her to stay.
Yeah, me too. I was like, screw the kid!
You know, hey, I'll cut you a deal. You bring my brother back and I'll stay with you. Like, you would totally take that deal. Just saying.
Just let me rule you and I will be your slave. I was like, hell yeah! I was that kid.
Yes, that was me too.
I don't care about the baby. Dude, have you seen his pants? Speaking of his pants. You know those pants in the Dance Magic Dance? They're not even pants, they're leggings. They're like tights, the green ones. That's what the green's for, baby. And then...
Jump, Magic Jump.
When he does that right on screen, it's like... You know he needed some Coke at that point. And then the brown... Well, it's almost a reddy brown. Right there. Going down. That is the color of the leather jacket he wears when he discovers Huggles leading her the wrong way. Where he's all nothing, tra-la-la, and he's actually pretending to be a Muppet, and then he pulls his... That's where that color comes from. This is Goblin King, and I have obviously thought about it way too much. If you can't tell. Fieries, which is mixtures of shaded peach, bright pink, and deep purple. With little hints of white because they have white tufts throughout. So, if you think it's warm, chilly down, knit some socks out of Fieries. Like, that's pretty fiery. I have watched this movie way too many times, just being like, is this color appropriate? Of course, the one, and I swear to God, I am not... Don't PM me asking me to specially dye this, because it's really hard. And it's going to be the most popular one, too. I dyed extras, though. And I screwed one up, so I get to keep one. Like, I screwed it up bad. Like, I have some pink bleeding, or some red bleeding into the yellow, so it's like, oh, that's clearly way too screwed up to sell. This is the welcoming worm, because everybody knows the worm. Hello. Did you just say hello? Now it's hello. That's the same thing.
Got a snuff.
There we go. We have the wormy blue, which of course is his body. We have the yellow goldy, it's almost a little bit of a browny goldiness right in here. They're all very shaded because of course he's very worn on his chesticle. But that's his chesticle portion and his little bum. And then the red because he's wearing a giant red scarf. It is so cute. And it just makes me want to go, hello. Did you say hello? No, say hello. But that's the same thing. Why don't you come inside, have a cup of tea, meet the missus. Yes, I am that lame person. And then Hoggle. And you may be wondering, Sadie, why is Hoggle so orange? It's actually a shade of orange and a shade of red and a shade of brown, which if you look, and I actually didn't notice this until I was researching Hoggle for colors, but the brown is for his breeches, or her breeches, because there's a little midget woman in there. But the brown is for the breeches and the shoes. But on the back of the leather vest, it's orange. Orange and red, and there's like swirly designs and stuff in it.
Now that you say it, I can picture it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice until I was like paying attention to Hoggle.
Yeah.
Because I'm not usually paying attention to Hogwarts.
I mean, I love his face, but not like his clothes.
Yeah, like I don't focus on the leather jacket and the fact that it had a lot of detail work on the back. But
yeah.
So Hoggle is very much like the 1970s cult, and they want their stuff back. And it's not showing up the difference between the orange and the orangey red, but there is a difference between the two oranges going on there.
One's much redder.
Yeah, and they are shaded. So if you like the orange-brown combo, Hoggle is your man. And they will all be up on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time. And there are, of course, some screw-ups. So if you want to save yourself some money and don't really care about flecking. I love saying flecking.
It does sound dirty.
Yeah. People, the screw-ups go relatively fast, so I'm not worried about it. This one was really flecked. more flecked than normal. But it shows up more flecky than normal on Tyler and Marla. But I love it.
I don't know, it seems very appropriate to have some
flecking
on Tyler and Marla.
Yeah. Like Jack's smirking revenge. Is the flecking. Trust me, trying to think of which cult couple classics I was going to use. I was going to do Drop Dead Fred, but I didn't have time. I was also going to do Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd. That also didn't happen.
I wish it had.
FYI, I probably will at some point. I wouldn't worry. There's probably going to be a Tim Burton series. Let's not even joke ourselves here.
Though I actually haven't seen that version. I've only seen the musical, like the
with Angela Lansbury
on stage.
Oh, there's a musical version with Angela Lansbury on DVD.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. But no, my sister does pit orchestra for community theater, or she did before she had a kid. And they did Sweeney Todd at one point, and it was amazing. So good.
I like the Burton version, but I think you could throw Helena Bonham Carter in anything, and I'd love it. One redeeming quality of Harry Potter. That's right. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I'm sorry.
I am, but not the movies so much.
Never going to be Harry Potter colorways coming out of my area.
There are plenty of those. I don't think anyone should worry.
I will do a double Labyrinth, though. I don't know if I'll do Doctor Who. That one's kind of overkilled. And I did do the Sunset on Gallifrey, which you can still buy in the fiber base. Next up is going to be some horror video games. And I'm not sure about Fat Bottom Stripes, but it might be 8-Bit Heroes.
I may or may not be kind of, like, bursting at the seams excited about this.
I also want to do a Fat Bottom Stripes in Star Trek.
Nice.
I think that one would be cool. Like, you know, Commander Red, Expendable Red, Commander Gold. I may do that. I'm not sure. Still brainstorming some things. So, but having said that, now you've seen everything, and now I think it's been an hour, so we should wrap it up before the computer dies.
Yeah, probably.
And I have to pee. I'm not even going to lie to you. My bladder has been full for quite some time now. So I will see you next week. I will probably see you on Tuesday if you come to the shop update, which is www.knittersnightmare.com. We are Big Cartel. And just a reminder, you do not have to buy one thing and then come back and buy another thing. The cart will contain it for 20 minutes. So don't worry.
No cart jacking.
There is no cart jacking. I noticed that with the last one. There were like 3 different orders from one person. And I was like, that's cool and all. Like,
but you don't have to.
You don't have to. Don't worry. Don't stress yourself out. You have 20 minutes, I believe. 15 to 20. Go with 15. Just rush. The previews will be up on Monday night, as always. I will tweet them. I will probably Instagram them. Now I'm on Instagram, too. I will plurk them. They will be on the Ravelry group, which is Knitter's Nightmare. Come join the Ravelry group. Come join the Arnivorous group, because Sam and Frodo were deciding who's next. And I have way too much stuff going on, clearly. I will see you next week. Becca will see you next time she feels like coming by.
It's true. Next time I have time.
Exactly. I love making sure she has time. And yeah, have a great week. Happy knitting and happy spinning.
Bye-bye.